What is going on? I am back in Dokkan, and what you're looking at right here is a pure Saiyan team. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and kind of hedge my bets with the SSB Vegeta, the AGL one. His defense is pretty good. He gets raped by the tech Gokus. This 5 Vegeta does pretty decent. Only problem is when you get the SDR Ultra Instant Goku, he basically fucks this Vegeta in the ass. So I'm kind of going for a mix, kind of going for a blend. I also have this Broly, who is pretty badass. Don't use him a lot, which is a bit of a disappointment, because I realized, like, I was so hyped for his EZA to come out, and it's just, I never really use him ever. But now is the time to put him to work, let him get them supers up. I'm probably going to try to keep Caulifla, or Kale and Caulifla, and Broly together, and then also keep the Mr. Goku, who raises defense, alongside the SSB Goku. And also, I do have this monster. This guy is going to be pretty good when I get to the UI Goku stage, because he's basically going to get a defense of 150% once he gets hit 4 times, which is pretty decent. Then he also has a 30% defense up on his super attack. So I'm probably going to keep him on rotation as a main for that portion. That way I don't get fucked. Because I actually lost this. I wasn't paying attention. I actually got supered by UI Goku with Phi Omega Mong Goku. Who has the best defense? 32. So let's go ahead and get a super Broly. Let's go ahead and let this Phi Goku get a super as well. I'll get a super Vegeta. I'm actually not gonna mind taking damage early around, because I want to get low enough where STR Goku transforms. That way I can start building defense as fast as possible. And this team is HP attack and defense plus 150%, and then also a little bit of mixture with the SSBE Vegeta. So hopefully the defense ends up being A-okay. I know the weak points of this team is this SSB Goku if he doesn't get enough orbs. And also the Phi Super Saiyan Vegeta in the UI Goku, the SDR portion, and then also the... Alright, I'm going to keep this Vegeta here to build defense. Yeah, let's do that. And let's do that. And then let's do that. But yeah, this Phi Vegeta will do good against the Tech one, the Tech Goku enemies. And then the AGL SSB E Vegeta should do pretty good against UI Goku. He'll probably take like, what, 20k per hit, maybe at most 150k on super, which isn't the worst, honestly. Very nice. So yeah, this Vegeta actually does raise defense on super, but it is only when he is not Super Saiyan Blue, and Super Saiyan Blue is his last phase. So it kind of sucks that he misses out on all that beautiful, amazing defensive ability, but it is what it is, bro. What you gonna do? They decided to cuck my boy Vegeta Blue. But yeah, today is Thursday night. It's actually pretty late. Couldn't really sleep right now. I know yesterday I kind of had a shit night's sleep because I was up late looking at stocks, because I basically have become obsessed with trying to make money on the stock market. So far, I've been doing pretty good. I'm sure that it has a lot to do with the fact that this market is extremely green in terms of investments and companies going up as opposed to going down. Even today, there was literally like a gigantic dip in the market, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die. Like, my all on Robinhood was like red. But it actually did go back up. Thank God it did go back up. And hopefully tomorrow and into Monday, Tuesday, I'll end up making some money and pulling out. Because for me, the biggest, most riskiest buy that I did, that I'm happy I bought it, but at the same time I'm mad I bought it, and I'm also mad that I didn't buy more. And of course, that stock being Spice. If you don't know what Spice is, it's a very spicy stock. It's Virgin Galactic. Virgin Galactic is the company owned by some British asshole who's super rich, and fucking I'm jealous of his life. And he basically created a company that sends rich people to space. And that company was heavily speculated on, and I bought a one option call that was $360. I sold that one option call for $1,200. So I literally like quadrupled my money with that one call. And that's why I'm saying, like, oh man, I wish I bought more. But This company is an IPO. It has no earnings. It has no real market tenure. It has no real, it has really no reason for it to be up. I fucking cashed out 300%. Thank God. Shout out to that man. But I really do not know, like, why that stock went up so much, considering the fact that, like, Microsoft hasn't moved at all. And they had some pretty good news. Unfortunately, the FTC fucked them by saying, hey, dude, Microsoft, you got to explain how you be getting them companies to get acquired by you, which tanked the stock a little bit. But all in all, the stock market's pretty good. I'm sure I'll lose it all and be depressed, but hey, what are you going to do? Yeah, this week went pretty fast just because of the fact that Monday was a holiday, President's Day. And then this week was also pretty busy because I know for me, a lot of times when we're building our software, we always think about, like, what is missing in order to make this production ready. Do we have it tested? Do we have it performance tested? Do we have a unit test on that bitch? Do we have acceptance tests on that bitch? Does it look like it's working right? Does it look good? And then sometimes you get to a point where we are now, where you want to add advanced metrics, advanced alarms, something's wrong with the service, you get an email, etc., etc. And actually we have a department that's like for production stuff, and they're supposed to do, like, anything production related shit. And I gotta keep this Vegeta on rotate. No, I don't need to keep Vegeta on rotation. I can kick him off. Okay, definitely want to super though. Yeah, so their whole job is basically to make sure that production is looking good and they're doing their job. And one thing that they usually require is, like, alarms and metrics, and that's one thing that we didn't take into consideration, or at least we didn't think they'd need it immediately. But they're like, dude, like, this guy, we had a meeting with him, and what's crazy is, like, the week before, we're like, hey, dude, we got everything ready, we got all the information. Is there anything we missing? Anything else we need to do? He's like, nah, dude, Gucci, you're 100% Gucci, Gucci, Louis. And we're like, thank you. And then we had a meeting. We're like, all right, next week, if you could, like, take ownership of this, do this and that. And he's like, whoa. Where the fuck are the alarms? You think I'm going to touch that shit if I don't know what's going wrong with it immediately? And then we were like, collectively, everyone lost their energy. And it was like, oh my God, dude, seriously? Are you fucking kidding me? So that's something I've been working on this week, which is a little new. It's basically figuring out how to use the new format for deploying CloudFormation templates. And CloudFormation is basically like the fake language of AWS, where you use it for defining different resources, different infrastructure. It's pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. I'm actually going to try to take a AWS certification test. I might just say fuck it, pay for the test. I think it's like $80, fail it or whatever just to see it, and then from there see what I can do differently in terms of positive changes, because it's literally been like I've been thinking about maybe taking this exam and maybe updating my knowledge with the certificate for the past like 6 or 7 months. So low key, bro, now's the time. Now's the new wave where I should be updating myself and getting a certificate. And another reason why I should do that, big reason why, is your boy looking like I'm gonna have to find a new job. Looking like my job and not appreciating me right now. I'm not feeling very appreciated. Unfortunately, the raise that I have been speculating about, the raise I mentioned in the past, wasn't as high as I would have liked it to be. I know last year was the first year ever where the mid-year review came in and there was no raise. It was no raise whatsoever, and I was like, ah, man, I wish I got a raise. I've been doing a lot this year. I've been putting in a lot of work, doing a lot of things. Hey, look, I did this. Hey, look, I did that. Basically, I think what it boiled down to is that my company like went into time jutsu, where they're like, yeah, dude, this guy, he's only been in his role for 1 year. Can't give him a promotion. Too early to do that. Even though he may fit the requirements, too early to do that. And it's like, yeah, dude, we can't give him too much money. He didn't get a promotion. Whatever the fuck formula they got. Good for them, because your boy ain't getting cucked anymore. Your boy's getting his big balls on. I already updated my resume. I actually had one of my friends, two of my friends have been telling me to leave this company for the past, like, year. And then after I told them for the mid-year I didn't get a raise, and it's basically going to be one final year review, they're like, dude, fuck this company, fuck them, eat ass. And they were right. I mean, let me just say right now, I am a little bit upset that I did not get a great compensation. I'm a little upset that the last time I went to my review, my manager told me I'm a little bit underpaid, which means I am underpaid, which means that even with this raise, now time has gone forward and I'm still underpaid. I love my company. I love the people I work with. I love the technology I work with. It's been an amazing experience. Even with just updating my resume and looking at like all I learned and all the things I've done, it really has been a good experience. I really am happy that I took this job, and I think I made the right decision because when I first started, I got an offer at a different company for like $10,000 more, which at that time is a lot. That's actually is pretty significant. But I decided to go with this company for two reasons. One reason is that I wanted to I guess I'll do this. Fuck. I wanted to learn more about, because originally when I joined my company, the title of the job was software test engineer, where the idea is that you're a software engineer, but you're writing mostly tests and you're focused in the QA, and you're basically focused on testing stuff. And I was like, all right, that seems pretty interesting, because when you're in college, you don't really do much testing. You don't do much unit testing. You don't do much testing at all. You're basically just writing shit and hoping it works. So I took the job because of that, and also because it was a little bit of a better commute. It was a little bit more reputable. Overall, it seemed like a good idea to work here. And I think I made the right decision, mostly because of the work experience. It's been amazing. I really do feel like I learned a lot. Unfortunately, though, it seems like my company didn't really do right by me, I think. I feel that way. The reason why I feel that way is, like I said, last year I did not get a raise at all whatsoever for my mid-year review, whereas in the past I've gotten, a promotion, which is fine. It was like an early starter. 8 months in, I got a promotion type of thing, whereas now, I guess, because it's like a level 2 position, and I guess you're supposed to be in the position for like at least 2 years before they consider a promotion or something like that. I don't know. Me personally, I feel like I fit the requirements of a promotion. I understand that, I've been there for a year. I don't even care about a promotion necessarily. If you want to wait 6 months to a year, fine by me. My problem is with the compensation. The compensation is not good. I ended up basically, after an entire year of literally putting in 130% of my effort, using everything I learned from the past year and applying it. And literally, last time I did a review, the last year, I was exceeding expectations, which is like the A+ at my company. Whereas this year, I was also exceeding expectations, but this time I was even more confident, because this year, some things that are new that really, I feel like, set me apart from other people is that first of all, there's a lot of things I do in my company that are significant. Like, I know that I have done... let me see what right now. I really hope Super Saiyan, thank God, he's finally transforming. It's actually kind of late for him to transform, but at least he's transforming. Jesus Christ, dude. But yeah, like I was saying, in terms of my company, I've done a lot, you know what I mean? And let me just say, like, I might sound like I'm cocky, I might sound like I'm haughty. I just gotta say this. I probably have crippling low self-esteem to the point that I literally can't even see anything good about myself. But even I know I fucking did a goddamn double homer out of the fucking park last year. I took on new responsibility in terms of deployment of software, management of the software, rewriting the deployment, rewriting the tools for testing the item. I was literally one of the first people, like the fucking innovators in terms of testing software during the deployment and not just waiting for it to be deployed to see if there's errors. And like, literally, now I'm not taking credit for that. That was definitely my architect pointing that out and guiding me towards it, but I still did it. I was still one of the first people to do that. I've also, the past year, have taken on a mentorship role where I'm mentoring another employee, basically showing him different information and trying to mentor him. My team has also helped out with that, but that has been technically my responsibility. And I'd also say that in the past year, I have done a lot more in terms of development work, a lot more in terms of security work, a lot more in terms of performance work. Literally the past like month and a half, this happens a lot. I've done this a lot. At my company, for example, I find things that are ass and I try to make it better. For example, when I found like performance testing at my company, they were using like manual measures to make tests, even though the tool was open source, Apache JMeter. And I basically went through it, and I basically took something that was inefficient, slow, annoying, and stupid in my opinion. And when I say stupid, I just mean it's just more time consuming to do it manually as opposed to doing it through the API. And I made it better. I ended up making it extremely better. I not only made it better, but it was actually something that was a research item that took about 2 months to figure out how to use the API correctly, and from there, basically use that to do custom signing, use that to do a bunch of stuff that you're going to need to do in order to performance test in the future when we move to OAuth and other signatures. And also, I know that I did a lunch and learn, for example, which was basically just me going out there and explaining that, hey, you know what, this is how you do this is how you do that, and basically just going through the motion, explaining how to do certain things, and basically literally enabling people to do that. And the same thing like a month and a half ago, something similar. There's actually like a team that exists just for security purposes. Their entire existence is just for security. Like, they're there to do security. And they didn't really do that much, honestly, in terms of like security stuff. Because, like, for example, we had like some new thing that we needed to figure out the security parameters for, and like you asked them about it, and they're like, yeah, this is the security tool we use, and we use it, and it's for security. And literally, I spent like a week and a half basically learning the tool, seeing what to do with it, how it applied to us, how to change it. I literally wrote up an entire Confluence fucking page, like a big ass document, basically explaining the information. They're like, they took it, they said, hey, we're gonna use this. This is amazing, blah blah blah. So when it comes to things, when it comes to quote unquote roadblocks, I usually try to make the best of a bad situation. It is something that is annoying. I found that it is pretty annoying in my company, is that a lot of departments outside of my department, a lot of teams outside my team are very, like, you know, immature in terms of, like, not immature like they're immature or bad, or you know, they're, you know, bad, but they're not on the same level as we are. They don't test as much. They don't integrate as much. They don't do the work on the level that we do the work. And it's just something that, you know, literally, I'm on one of the better teams doing some of the best work, and I basically ended the year with a 12% raise, which isn't terrible. That's not a huge fuck you until you take into consideration the fact that I literally did 130% of the work. And the way that this raise is basically broken up is that they have a quote-unquote merit section, which is basically like, hey, you did this, hey, you did that, here's some money for what you did. And basically the merit section was a 5% raise. It's like, hey, you did something, here's 5%. Whereas the other 7% just came from adjustment, basically what I do and what the market looks like. They just had to raise it in order to quote-unquote keep in touch with the market. But the thing that makes me annoyed, and the thing that is annoying, is that the last time I had my mid-year review, my manager's like, yeah, dude, you're a little underpaid. We'll try to bump you up. We'll see if we can get you a bigger raise. So you're telling me that I'm underpaid, I need to get a bigger raise, and this is supposed to be the thing that's going to make me feel better, is that after 12 months, I'm already underpaid, and now I'm getting a 12% raise, which is basically... Ooh, let's see how good this Vegeta tank's, because we supered twice. So that's defense plus 60%. Ooh, okay, we didn't get our max. That sucks. We did not get our max defense buff. Which I don't understand. How the fuck did we not get our max defense buff? Doesn't he... let's see. He does defense plus 50% with each attack up to 60%. So I guess I've always had the Vegeta in the third slot, because he did not have his max defense. That sucks. Let's see. Can we kill this turn? If we can, then great. If not... oh my god, I took the wrong item. This is supposed to be an Android 8. Oh my god. That sucks. Alright, so what I'm going to have to do is next turn, I'm forced to, basically, if I survive this one, I'm forced to use a Deborah cookie, get this field all the way fine, and eat it up, and basically use that as a full heal. Damn, that sucks. Yeah, so like I was saying, last year, mid-year review, hey, you're underpaid, da-da-da. A year later, or a couple months later, the actual review comes through, ends up that I don't really get a gigantic raise. It's basically status quo. 10%. 10% raise is really like you're just doing what you're doing. You're not really doing much more. That's how I see it. And that's apparently how the company sees it, because they gave me a 5% raise on merit. They're like, you know, you're exceeding expectations, but you're not exceeding expectations by that much. You know what I mean? Like, you got exceeding expectations last time. I guess you just don't mean it. Meanwhile, I'm doing like 130% of the work. And not only am I doing 130% of the work of the way I do work, but at some point, what if like I slow down? What if I, you know, can't necessarily keep up with the pace I've set? Now I'm going to get, what, a 7% raise? I'm going to work my balls off and do all these different things for a 70% raise? Fuck that. I'm not doing that. Shit, I just fucked it up, didn't I? Change all blue to red. No, that's fine. We're Gucci. You know what? Actually, let's go ahead and... Let's see. Well, we definitely got to conserve some HP. That's a fact. So he's got 125,000 defense. That's actually pretty good. So let's see. Let's do this. How much are we missing out on? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck it. Let's do that. And then after doing that, let's do that. And I'm actually going to use a King Yema here. Damn, I really fucked up, man. I should have brought a Senzu Bean or something. But hopefully we get some AG Yellow Orbs next turn. We'll be fine. But yeah, I'm a little salty, I'll be honest with you. It's basically one of those things where I was kind of holding out, seeing if, hey, maybe I got a 15% raise. At least the company takes into consideration the work I've done. Or 20% raise. Oh, they're actually paying attention. They really know I'm putting in OD work. 25%, maybe on the small, slim chance it's something that, hey, you're behind. We want to catch you up. Here's 5% and 20%. So that's the whole thing. You got to understand, not only is this something that I didn't get any raise last time, I'm told I'm underpaid. I come now months later, and I basically just get a status quo bump up as if I'm just doing whatever. And here's the thing. This is the thing. Something like this, from my perspective, this is definitely something where I think people would look at this, like certain individuals would look at this and be like, ah, man, I got a fucking whatever raise. I basically got a, ooh, okay, let's do this just to, defend, get that for the HP, and get that for the HP. But this, definitely I feel like this is something easy where you could see it as, you know what, okay, not bad. You know what, this is basically something where it's like, hey, you know what, don't work so hard. You're only going to get paid so much at the end of the day. Why work so hard? And then I'm like, you know what? Was that 5% worth it? Was all that work worth it? For me personally, the type of person I am, it wasn't really worth it in terms of a monetary incentive. But it definitely was worth it in terms of what I learned, what I did. I'm happy that I am a hard worker. I am happy that I've done what I've done. But at the same time, there's two scenarios. Either one, you get, depressed and down and out and say, oh, what I do doesn't matter anyway. Why am I trying so hard? Don't try so hard. Or you go the route, which I'm probably going to go, is that I need to leave the company, find a different company, one that's more challenging, more ambitious, and has better compensation. And that's probably what I'm going to look into doing, if not immediately, then at least by like August, September this year. Because really, I'm not going to sit in my company and wait 1 year for a total of 20% or 22% raise. 2 years, 20%, fuck that. Literally, I'm in an industry that it's literally one of the most profitable industries. It's literally one of the most sought after talents. It's literally one of the most, you can make a shit ton of money in this industry. And if I'm going to be lazy, if I'm going to be stupid, I mean, guaranteed, I'll tell you right now, I'm probably going to get rejected from a couple of jobs I apply to because it's been a while. I have not studied. I'm probably going to fucking find, a shit ton of fucking areas that I need to, catch up on, refresh, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, I am not going to be complacent. I am going to at least try to leave my company. And I'm definitely not going to fucking do the bullshit cuck thing where I get an offer for, say, plus 20,000, and then I go to my company and say, hey, can you match this? Which they probably will, just because they're afraid of you losing. But then the next year I got to do it again. Then the next year I got to do it again. Fuck that. I'm not doing that. Literally, there's companies out there where the minimum that they give you is 10% from the middle and the end, as long as you don't fuck up and do the bare minimum. So I'm not gonna fucking sit here and, you know, just take an L. And a lot of the coworkers that I work with, a lot of the things that they say, the reason why they love this company is, oh, it's very easygoing. It is. It's very, you know, chill. It is. This, that, and the third. Blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, I don't give a fuck how easy or hard something is. Me personally, I would rather have it be hard than easy. And it's not to say that my coworkers are lazy or, oh, they're looking for the easy way out. But I've noticed that a lot of them say, and even like one of them, the architect I work with, he even said, he's like, oh, the economy's really good right now. I definitely, if I was like your age or someone else's age, I'd be looking around for different jobs. And honestly, there's just so much more opportunity to do stuff in my area, in the metropolitan area. And at the end of the day, I definitely do not want to get stunted. I feel like me going to this company was amazing. I learned a lot. I definitely do appreciate the people I work with. I do appreciate working at my company. But I think the time has come up, and compensation has not been great. I'm basically underpaid at this point. I put in a shit ton of work. It's not all about, you know, recognition, promotion, money. But if I'm putting in all this work and I'm doing all these different things, it's just like, come on, dude, common decency. Like, at least, you know, do the bare minimum of, like, pretending like you fucking care, or at least know. Or and the thing is, at the end of the day, like, my company's a good company, but it is a mid-sized company. It's a smaller to mid-sized company. So maybe it's just something that I need to just move on and go to a bigger company, because I guess the money situation isn't that great, or they just don't really value work output. Or it might just be industry. Industry, a lot of people online say, listen, you got to go to a company, stay there for 2 to 3 years and leave, because that's when your raises start dwindling out. That's when the company's like, all right, this guy's a cuck, fuck him. And they will always pay someone coming in more than an internal hire. It is what it is. And me personally, I like the company, but I don't like the company enough to stay there and get fucked on compensation. And I also feel like my company is a mid-sized company. It is getting to the point where I really am feeling like I'm not necessarily being as challenged as I was in the beginning. The technology stack isn't changing that much. It definitely is an interesting job. I do learn, but I could be learning way more. I could be doing a lot more at a different company. So, you know, these things are just starting to add up. Compensation's a big negative. The fact that I could learn more at a different company is a slight negative. The fact of the matter is that I do commute to work. As much as I like to say that I don't care about driving, I really don't. It's like whatever. But by the time I leave and by the time I come home, it's like a mega L, because by the time I come home, it's like late as fuck. So, yeah, unfortunately, it seems like I'm kind of forced to move on from this company. I didn't really want to do that, honestly. Ooh, actually, hold up. Wait a second. Look at the orb placement. Look at the Dokkan. Shit. Hold up. Actually, hold up. Alright, I almost fucked up that Dokkan on Mastered Ultra Instinct, bro. You know you gotta look out for that shit. Let's move that over there. Let's do that. Let's do that. And then let's go ahead and do that. So this is looking really good. It looks like we should be able to get a proper Dokkan attack. Hopefully. I mean, as you can see, it is pretty, ooh, let me get the arrow down. No arrow down. That sucks. Probably would have done 120k if not anything. Come on, dude. You really gonna dodge, man? Like, what a dick move. What a dick move, dude. But yeah, it is what it is. I like my company at the end of the day, but, you know, it's not anything to die over. And again, it's a company, dude. Like, no matter what, as much as I like this company, it doesn't change the fact that it is it's really, like, the company doesn't give a shit about you. Like, really, for real. Like, as corny as that is, as many people say that as that is true. The company doesn't care about you. I could stay at this company. Oh, I'm going to use a King Yama just in case. I could stay at this company and be like, oh, you know, I'm doing a great job. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. Yay. Which is great. It's cool. Amazing. Awesome. But I could get laid off. I could get fired for some bullshit reason. This, that, and the third. So really, what's my benefit of losing money staying at this company? And I do like it. I like my coworkers. I like the stuff I work on. But complacency is like death. Like if I just stayed at this company, I'm like, I'm getting underpaid. It is what it is. I could make more money here or there, but I'm gonna fucking stay at this company because I feel loyal. Just get the clown makeup and put on the fucking shoes because I'm Bozo the fucking clown. Like it's really fucking retarded. So I'm basically being forced to start to study more, maybe get a certificate. Man, the only certificate I really want to get is the AWS developer certificate because that's literally like I've done so much infrastructure and so much AWS shit. I feel like that would be an easy pass at this point. For the most part. I'm not going to say it's like, a cakewalk, but it probably should be easy enough. Probably going to interview, probably going to study, and I'm probably going to have my time eaten the fuck up in the meantime, which kind of sucks, but it's for a better cause. I definitely could find a job that's a little bit closer. I could find a job that's a little bit better. Actually, a lot of bit better. So it is what it is, man. I don't really want to leave my company, but it seems like they left me with no choice. Seems like to me it just is what it is, man. It's one of those things. You just can't really escape the whole process of, having to look for a new job or having to negotiate. And that's one thing I never did when I got hired at my company. I just said yes to whatever number they threw out. Did that help or hurt me? Probably hurt me, but I mean, what the fuck was I going to negotiate with? Like, I really didn't have much going on. I mean, it was literally like I was just out of college. I had one internship experience, which was okay, but it wasn't anything crazy. And then all in all, it ended up being something that, I'm inexperienced. I don't know what I'm doing. This, that, and the third. Oh, this is going to do nothing, my nigga. This is going to do ABSOLUTE, nothing. Zero. It'd be nice if we actually got a crit and nuke this fucker, right? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nah, probably not. We're at 4,479,000. 9,929,000. Damn, if we get a crit, maybe even an additional crit, maybe. Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. You got to get used to the grind. You got to get used to getting drained. It is what it is. At the end of the day, it's just a job. I definitely think this is something that is a huge learning opportunity. For me, it's basically something that for the first time, one thing I had to get used to, I'm used to now, is the whole, review process. You got to take good notes. You got to remember what you do. You got to pay attention. You got to try to strive towards those goals and objectives, because as dumb as it is, as corny as it is, at the end of the day, it is a legitimate, mechanism for judging you, mechanism for compensation, etc., etc. So I feel like I've gotten pretty good at that, been more responsible with that. And I think I definitely need to just, buckle down, study some more, and start applying. Start applying to any job, do interviews with anyone. As long as it seems like a decent interview, I'm not going to fucking... When I first started working, the biggest mistake I ever did, I would just show up to interviews that some recruiter would say, yeah, go there, and they never gave me the job description, and then I got there, and the guy's like, yeah, we install fucking hardware, we do something with Cisco, and I'm like, you don't do Java development? And they're like, no, and I'm like, ugh, like, what the fuck, why did I bother coming here? So, I'm not doing that, at least I know that much. I actually updated my LinkedIn, too, so, seems like everything's aligning perfectly. Yeah, it's just, I guess, a new learning experience. And at the end of the day, I feel a lot better than I did 2 years ago. I just came out of college, first job, parents getting divorced, fucking family in ruins where my fucking dad had a second family, my mom was fucking losing her mind. Now, my family's still fucked, they're still retarded, but at least I'm used to it. And I do feel a lot better. I'm not as stressed as I used to be. And I feel like it's a good time to look for a job, move on. And hey, this is one of those things, I may not even get another job. I may end up saying, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll just stick with my job because of this, that, and the third. But I definitely need to try. I definitely need to at least make that effort. And I actually told today to my manager, I told him explicitly, I said, hey, listen, This 12% isn't terrible, but I'm not happy with it. I was not expecting it to be this low. I thought it was going to be higher. And he's like, do you want me to email, because I'm basically getting a new manager now, and he's like, do you want me to email your new manager? And I'm like, yeah, let him know. And he's like, do you want me to also email HR, like to let HR know? He's like, it's probably not going to do anything, but I can let him know. And I'm like, yeah, let them motherfuckers know that I ain't happy. They're probably not going to do anything. Like, what the fuck are they going to do? They already, like, got the marching order of, oh, you know, here's fucking 12% because you did amazing. Here, 12%. Like, real talk, I did all that work and you're going to give me 5%? Like, not even 10%? Like, you're telling me you couldn't give me 5 more percentage points just to say, you know what? At least you did something. At least there's something that was being moved on the dial. Like, at least we see that you're doing something. But it literally ended up being, for me, it was a wake-up call. It was basically saying that, listen, it is not, my company is not an industry titan. It is not a gigantic company. It is not that competitive. You know, there's people in my company who are nearing my position, getting towards my position, who don't have a degree in computer science, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I have a degree in computer science. I have already prior work experience, you know, through an internship. I have, you know, the drive and the information, and I'm not gonna just take an L, like just sit back and be like, yeah, just underpay me, fuck me, do whatever the fuck you want, and then at the end of the day I end up, you know, 2-3 years being somewhere I could be if I just made the initiative and changed now, as opposed to, you know, waiting. But it is what it is, man. I think for me, the hardest thing is change. I don't like change. I'd rather things be great. I'd rather things be awesome. I'd rather just stay home and fucking relax. But it is what it is. It's one of those things where you just need to get used to change, get used to different things. And I'm actually going to take a screenshot of that. That's actually pretty impressive. Same SSR, 2 in a row. Not bad, bro. But that is pretty much it. I think I'll do one multi. Oh, Jesus, not one multi, one single for the culture. But yeah, I think for me personally, I definitely am, you know, learning a little bit more, getting a little bit more, you know, in tune with what I'm doing, the work I'm doing. And hopefully, you know, this ends up positive. This isn't an L. This is something that's good as opposed to a negative. And unlike that single, I hopefully will not take an L. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I definitely say that, you know, try to know your worth, even if you do have low self-esteem, and even if you don't want to change. At the end of the day, time is money. You know, one thing I've learned is that, you know, it's me, myself, and I. Unfortunately, I don't really have any family structure. If I had, like, some type of family structure and money to fall back on, maybe I wouldn't try to be so, quote-unquote, aggressive. But at the end of the day, if there's someone out there who I'm going to learn more or as much and get paid more, I'm definitely going to go for that opportunity. And plus, I do commute, so there's a lot of factors that are contributing to me wanting to leave my job. And hey, I've been there for 2 years, going on 3, so it is what it is. It's been a good job. It's been a very good experience, but it is looking like I'm going to start the process on moving on up.